Hey guys, sup, Rig here for the Yugioh account. So it's 4 in the morning, so if I sound a little groggy, I'm trying to make sure that the prices are correct because we just came off the ban list, so vendors should change their price by now and all that fun stuff. And we're gonna start off with Maxi because the card I wanted to start off with has those over sexualized orcas, and I can't have that in the video. So thank you to whoever makes those things to put a few extra minutes inside my time that I have to work. But thanks. Anyway, we're gonna start with Maxi. It's at $9, and it's a good time to pick it up if you haven't picked it up, or if you want to wait to see what Gold Series has. I wouldn't blame you because Maxi is going to be very, 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 very good again once you get post Primal Origins. It's kind of hard to say Dragons of Legends. We don't know what's going to be in that set, so can't really go off on that. Next one is Lava Low Chain. It is at $37.99, so it's at $38 still. And easy to see why. Easy rank 4, does a lot of stuff. I mean, there's tons of decks that can still play this. So if you haven't picked one up, keep your fingers crossed that Gold Series will reprint it for you. Um, I could see it being in there. I'm not going to be one of those guys that, no, it doesn't belong in there. Honestly, it could be in there so Konami can make more money off it. They're not making money off the secondary market. So it's good for people to have it. So they have the option of running it. Daigatsu Emerald is at $20.99. So it's a pretty good time. If you don't see it in Gold Series, it's a good time to pick it up. So we'll know by next Friday. But definitely pick one up if you haven't after next Friday. Once we see the Gold Series stuff. This is the post ban list stuff. So a lot of prices have changed. A lot won't change until next week. All right, next one is Breakthrough Skill. And the reason I bring up Breakthrough Skill, I haven't brought this up in a while, is because of artifacts. And I know I'm going to be talking a lot about artifacts. There's even that like 2-minute video where I'm like, this is the next best side deck card because I'm trying to look out for you guys. I'm trying to make sure that you're well aware how to counter the living hell out of the deck. So say they get Pleiades against you and you need a way to get over it. Breakthrough Skill. Now Ryu, I don't understand. You get two effects. You get the one, that you flip it up and then you get to use it, and then you get the other one from the graveyard. That one you can only activate on your turn. And the reason it's a good thing now is because, well, you can activate it on Pleiades, so Pleiades can't bounce your stuff back and can't do stuff to you. So laugh at Pleiades. Just saying. It basically is a hard counter to Pleiades. It's also a hard counter to their giant sword that switches hands and stuff, which can hurt a lot of decks. So you may see Breakthrough Skill start rising up at some point once we get closer to May. I wouldn't say it affects Dolces as bad. I mean, Effect Briller always gets the job done. Breakthrough is also a nice option. That's cheaper if you can't get your hands on Effect Briller. It's $4.45, $5 max. It's a good budgeted card. Definitely one you want to be basically spending your pennies on, being honest. And then we get, of course, Super Effect Filler, which has actually dropped, which is kind of funny. And a lot of super rares are all over eBay for about $10. So if you've been waiting on them, and you like, look at this, like it's not even out yet, and they have the Gold Series one up for $10.99. That's probably going to be an $8-7 card when Gold Series drops. I mean, being honest, it's dropping. It dropped like $4 compared to last week. Videos don't lie. They're filmed at 4 in the morning, and they're always accurate to basically not ever shifting changes when people buy this stuff up, but when I actually like am filming the video. So it's in the middle of the night, like middle of the day, middle of the night. So a lot of people are heading off to bed, or just going to sleep. You get what I'm saying, or just getting up. So 1045 will net you an Effect Bill or Super Rare. So not only is it hollow, but cheap. And then moving on, we all knew this was going to happen. Wolf Park drop from like 40, 50, 60. I forgot the exact price to 24.50. That's amazing. Just overnight. I still think he's going to drop to 15 flat. That's my estimate, is 15 flat. And it may seem a little outrageous for me to say 15 flat, but the reason I'm thinking it's going to drop to 15 is because I'm not going to sit here and say Fire Fist are going to fall off the face of the earth. That's not what I'm going to say. They're not. There's gonna be a lot of these wolf barks flying around. There'll be some demand for about 2 weeks. People will start realizing what they want to play at that point, and they'll kind of move away from the wolf bark demand. In that time, the price should drop down to around $15. And that's my standpoint on it, but that's just me being me. So, 25 is still a fair price, especially considering that it's secret rare and a first edition. So, it's definitely a dramatic drop, and it's limited. Just keep that in mind. It is now limited in case you didn't catch a ban list. Yamato, I haven't talked about this guy in quite a little bit. Is at $35. Oh, Bujin players, I feel bad to the people who wanted to play Bujins but can't because this one card is like the most expensive thing out of the entire deck. $35 a piece. If you bought them when they were $10, that's triple your money on each one. So if you have them, sell them if you're not playing the deck. If you do have them and you're playing the deck, you're fine. You got a while before you got to really worry about it. I think the next list happens like July 13th, the most random day ever. God knows what Konami's got planned for that one. But we're not here to talk about that. We're talking about prices. So Yamato is $35. Drago Sack has jumped back up to $72.99. Not a big, huge jump, but considering that the next one over is almost $80, it's still pretty high. Like, look at that mat. That mat is 71, 72. That's just nuts. So if you have Drago Sack, you're in a pretty good situation until Konami reprints it. I'm not saying that they will. I'm just saying that it's always a possibility. So next is Big Eye. Big Eye's still at $25. It's still a fair price. It's not going anywhere. It's not going to go higher. It's not going to go lower. It's going to stay at $25. Forbidden Lance is still at $8. This card has not gone up, not gone down. So anyone looking to build Lightsworn, just if you can put your little change aside, whatever you got, if you're budgeted wise, and just be patient and get them. $8. Just find someone or whatnot to help you. But yeah, it's a good price, honestly. Like, I wish it would drop a little bit more, so that way more people can actually pick these up a little faster. But it's always one of those, like, I'm a good card regardless, kind of things. Abyss Dweller, if you didn't pick it up for 15, it's steadily rising back up to almost 20, which it's sitting at 18 right now, and it's easy to understand why. It's gonna hurt a lot of decks coming up. It actually hurts artifacts. If you can get the artifacts to use their effects and go nuts, once they hit the graveyard and try to, special to the field, you drop the Abyss Dweller and they ain't coming out. So it is a hard counter to them. So it's another one of those options you can use against a deck. I'm pretty sure you can really use against. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure. And, it's just one of those things that you definitely want to go for. So if you haven't picked it up and that seems like a good price to you, definitely pick it up. This is one that's actually rising, so if you have them and you're not playing artifacts, consellers, or anything that can make it Cyber Dragons, then time to sell. Well, almost time to sell. I like to hold back a little bit longer because I still think this one's going to go up a little bit more than it's already looking at. But they're $10 a piece right now. There is a demand rising because people want to buy it up and buy it for cheap before we get to artifacts. You're going to hear that a lot, and I know it sucks. You're going to hear that a lot coming up because artifacts, this is their Shein in a way. It's like, haha, you don't get to do nothing. I get to bounce your stuff constantly back. So obviously it's going to start being $10 and then who knows, maybe 2025. It's not a hard secret to pull, but if you have them and you want to make a quick dollar, sell it for 10. I'm kind of in the boat where I would say hold back for a few weeks. You can't really go wrong. Like, as long as, say you want to sell it, as long as you sell it before artifacts come, you're fine. Because just in case the deck does terrible and everyone like hardcore side decks against it, and it's another Dark World situation where they're overhyped, and they win like one or two events, that's what I'm kind of trying to refer to. So, just, be at the ready, take a little advice, and watch the stock market videos every week to see how the price is going because I will stay on top of this. So, just so you're aware. 101 has gone back down to 40. I think like a week ago it was almost at 50. So I think the ultimates are still at 50. I'm not fully sure. Yeah, I believe they're at 50. We're not going to waste a lot of time doing that. So it's around 40 to 50, depending on rarity that you want, first edition, all that fun, jizzy jazzy stuff. I don't even know like how that says Miss Bay. Like I'm not understanding. Maybe that's the username. But for mint condition, first edition, well, just mint condition in general is gonna be around $40. So yeah, it's still pricey. Extinction Night is $72.99. Him and his buddy Drago Sack went out for drinks. They're like, "Hey, we survived the ban list. Let's go have a few drinks." Honestly, this card is like just up in price because honestly, it's like that. I have a little more advantage than you. Okay, I summon Extinction Night. I blow up field. I take advantage. That's all he's like. That's the only reason he's that price. That and he's being secret rare. That's it. But I wouldn't sweat it. That and I think honestly, Konami kind of just screwed everyone with the boxes. It's like if you bought a case, you were not guaranteed to get them, and usually it's like you will get one of every secret. And with this guy, it's just not the case. So $72.99 is still his price tag this week. And now we're going back to more side deck cards. Mistake is at 29.49, so $30. Still, yeah, still pretty up there, but you know what? I could actually see why, but I'm going to say this again. Troll and Lockbird are still really good because what have people been doing a lot lately? They've been doing a lot of draw power. And Troll and Lockbird just poops on it. I think Troll and Lockbird's like $5 to $9 somewhere around there if the last time I checked. But like I said, we got enough stuff to cover today. Royal Decree. Now the reason I bring up Royal Decree is because it's back row heavy format, and I want you guys to be prepared. So honestly, I wanted to go over some cards. There is Trap Sun, there is Seven Tools, and there is a possibility of something being in Waking the Dragons, Dragons of Legend. It's one of those two names I can't remember at 4 in the morning. I really can't. If you enlarge your screen, you'll actually see it's 4:16 a.m. when I'm filming this. It's just I'm exhausted. Royal Decree is at 490. So if you have not picked up Decrees, you need them in your side deck. $5 a piece. You can't go wrong. You can find that price eBay. Buy it now. Price plus shipping lowest first. Black Rose Dragon is still at 1797. I hold out on it a little bit longer because I think next week we'll see it in Gold Series. Quite honestly, I really do. Vanity's Emptiness. This one came out as a surprise. It, if I recall right, it was like it was like what, $12-15, and now it's at 809, meaning it's starting to decline in price. Just hold out a little bit longer. I think this is actually going to drop down fully. I don't know. So it could easily drop, it could easily skyrocket back up. So it's kind of one of those flip-flop cards. And finally, to end this stock market video this week, we give you a card we haven't looked at in a while. It's Transmodify. You can get these for $13 a piece. So if you're playing that agent deck that need Transmodify, you can get them at $13 a piece. And as always, thank you for taking time out of your day. If you like what you saw, please take one more moment and just hit the like button. Subscribe if you haven't already so you can keep up on all these stock market videos. We do these typically every Wednesday. Sometimes it'll be every Thursday. But the only reason is because we'll have a delay in it, and I do post on Facebook. There is a link down to the council's Facebook where I post updates to what videos are coming out. We are constantly working on like 30 videos at once, so you guys gotta be a little bit patient on your requests. But just remind us, not to gentle remind us, not go where the is my video, because it comes off a little rude. But thank you guys for all the continued supports, and on our way to 2300. Peace.